Exploring the Skies, celebrating pioneering aviators who shaped aviation history. The evolution of aviation has remarkably transformed global connectivity, shrinking vast distances and making international travel and commerce seamless. Since the early 20th century, the rapid advancements in aircraft technology have brought continents closer, fostering cultural exchanges and economic integration on an unprecedented scale. The Wright brothers' historic flight in 1903 marked the beginning of powered aviation. On a windy day at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, their flyer took to the skies and successfully completed 4 flights, forever changing the course of human mobility. In Brazil, Alberto Santos Dumont is revered not just for his significant contributions to aviation, but also for popularizing air travel in Europe. His daring flights in aircrafts like the 14 bis brought him international acclaim and spurred further innovation in the field. Amelia Earhart, an emblem of courage and determination, shattered gender norms with her solo transatlantic flight in 1932. Her journey from Newfoundland to Ireland earned her global recognition and inspired countless others, particularly women, to challenge societal boundaries. Charles Lindbergh's solo nonstop flight from New York to Paris in 1927 captured the world's imagination. His aircraft, the Spirit of St. Louis, traversed the vast Atlantic, demonstrating the potential for long-distance air travel and earning him international fame. Howard Hughes was a visionary in aviation, introducing groundbreaking aircraft designs that challenged existing technological limits. His innovations helped shape modern aerospace and set new records, highlighting his commitment to pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Bessie Coleman shattered racial and gender barriers in aviation as the first African-American and Native American woman pilot. Her determination and success paved the way for future generations of diverse aviators worldwide. The Montgolfier brothers, Joseph Michel and Jacques Etienne, pioneered aerostatic flight by inventing the hot air balloon in 1783. Their invention opened the skies to human exploration, marking a significant milestone in the history of flight. Glenn Curtiss was instrumental in the development of the seaplane and played a pivotal role in establishing the American aviation industry. His innovations contributed to both civil and military aviation, enhancing aerial mobility and strategy. Harriet Quimby broke new ground as the first woman to fly solo across the English Channel in 1912. Her courageous feat not only demonstrated her flying skills, but also challenged societal expectations of women during her time. Chuck Yeager, a renowned test pilot, made history by breaking the sound barrier in the Bell X-1 aircraft in 1947. His fearless pursuit of uncharted territories in flight paved the way for modern aeronautics. The Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen, became an iconic figure in World War I as a fighter pilot. With his striking red aircraft, he claimed 80 air combat victories, captivating the imagination of many. Jacqueline Cochran shattered multiple flying records and became an instrumental figure in women's air racing. Her leadership during World War II in the Women's Air Force Service Pilots program greatly advanced women's roles in aviation. Igor Sikorsky revolutionized aviation with his development of the helicopter, making vertical flight a reality. His innovations provided a new versatility in military, rescue, and transport operations, changing the landscape of aviation forever. And Morrill Lindbergh made significant contributions to aviation through her work in air route mapping. Alongside her husband, Charles Lindbergh, she embarked on exploratory flights that helped chart new pathways for international air travel. Louis Blériot achieved a groundbreaking feat in 1909 by being the first to fly across the English Channel in a heavier-than-air craft. His daring 37-minute flight marked a significant milestone in aviation history. Yuri Gagarin catapulted into global fame in 1961 as the first human to journey into outer space. His historic orbit around the Earth aboard Vostok 1 heralded the age of human space exploration. Gina Yeager and Dick Rutan made history in 1986 with their aircraft Voyager, completing the first non-stop flight around the world without refueling. Their 9-day journey demonstrated the possibilities of aircraft endurance. Ellen Church pioneered the role of the airline stewardess in 1930, significantly influencing the airline industry. Her vision for a flying nurse on board improved passenger care and comfort, shaping the future of in-flight service. James Doolittle was instrumental in developing instrument flying techniques during the 1930s. His innovations allowed pilots to rely on instruments alone, revolutionizing flight safety and effectiveness, especially in adverse conditions. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry was not only a pioneering aviator but also an esteemed author. His experiences as a pilot inspired his philosophical writings, including the beloved book The Little Prince, which intertwines reflections on human nature and the solitude of piloting. Eleanor Smith earned her pilot's license at just 16, making her the youngest licensed aviator at the time. She became a vocal advocate for women in aviation, challenging gender norms and encouraging more women to take to the skies. Neil Armstrong, famously known as the first man to walk on the moon, began his career as a test pilot. His ventures in space marked a significant milestone in aviation history, symbolizing the peak of human exploration. Bertrand Piccard and Brian Jones made history with the first non-stop balloon flight around the world in 1999. Their journey in the Breitling Orbiter 3 balloon showcased the potential of non-conventional aircraft and renewable energy sources in aviation. Catherine Chung broke barriers as the first Asian American woman to obtain a pilot's license. Her achievement in the early 1930s opened doors for diverse communities in aviation, challenging racial and gender prejudices of the time. Wiley Post's solo circumnavigation of the globe in 1933 marked a monumental moment in aviation history. His journey demonstrated the possibilities of solo flight, and he also pioneered the use of high-altitude flight suits. Alberto Santos Dumont's achievements in Europe, particularly his 1906 flight of the 14 bis in Paris, solidified his influence on the European aviation scene. His demonstrations of controlled flight inspired many future innovations in the industry. Billy Bishop emerged as a legendary figure during World War I, credited with 72 victories as a fighter pilot. His daring and skill earned him the Victoria Cross, marking him as a hero in aviation and military history. Florence Pancho Barnes was an audacious aviator who founded the first movie stunt pilots union. A renowned stunt pilot, her fearless contributions significantly shaped the early Hollywood aviation scenes, setting high standards for aerial stunts. Reflecting on these aviators reveals their indelible impact on aviation. Each one, through courage and relentless pursuit of innovation, not only advanced the field but also provided inspiration for generations of aviators to come.